Welcome to Tourism Northern Ireland's TED series of digital webinars. I'm Michelle Connolly from Profile Tree, and today we're going to be talking about YouTube for tourism businesses. Of course, YouTube is massive. It's the second biggest search engine in the world. And if you really think about it, travel is a category that people love on YouTube. People will spend hours watching travel destinations, places to go, and things to do. So it's really, really important that you do have a presence on there. If you're making video content already, there's no reason why you can't upload it onto YouTube. So today we're going to look at how YouTube can really help you grow your video content. And we're going to look at how YouTube search works in order to increase your brand awareness and your visibility online. So let's get started. So let's look at what we're going to cover today. So we're going to look at YouTube search. We're going to look at how YouTube works and how it gives search results. We're going to look at how to optimize your channel for search. We're going to look at keyword research. How do you find those keywords that people are searching for? And we're going to look at optimizing your videos for search as well. So how can we maximize the amount of people that are seeing your content? So why YouTube? YouTube is a very, very powerful network. It is the second biggest search engine in the world after Google. And I think a lot of people forget that. They think about YouTubers, they think about gamers, they think about these big followings and big amount of subscribers, but they forget that actually when people need to find something, YouTube is one of their go-to places. And the beauty with travel and tourism is it lends itself so well for YouTube. Because of course, travel and tourism and holidays are based on memories and emotion and spending time together, and those real visual aspects and the beautiful scenery and everything else around it. And people really want the detail of that, the visual detail. So video content, of course, lends itself really well. And if you're already creating video content and you're putting it on social media like Facebook and Instagram, why would you not be putting it on YouTube as well and increasing your opportunity to be found online, as well as building a brand and reaching a massively global audience? Because of course, this is where we find our international audience, and our global audience is on YouTube, even more so than other social networks, because people are actively searching for content on here from around the world. So just some stats to get us thinking. So views of travel-related videos increased 41% in August and September 2018 compared to 2017. And this is an old stat, but if you can imagine, that was 2 years ago, and even more so now. This is increasing. It is one of the most fastest growing sectors on YouTube, where people are enjoying and searching for travel-related videos. And that's everything from food and drink to festivals to events to things to do. All travel-related videos that people really want to do their research before they actually go and book their holidays. And YouTube is where they do it. YouTube has over 2 billion users, and that's nearly 1/3 of the internet. So if you can imagine that you don't have a presence on there, it's like not having a website or not having any social media, and you're missing out on a massive sector of the internet that uses this as a search engine. YouTube is also localized in over 100 countries and can be accessed in 80 different languages. So back to that international and that global reach, YouTube is in all of these countries and it's actively being used in all these countries. So it is really, really important to maintain a presence there. And even more important than this one, I can't believe it every time I read it, that 1 billion hours are watched in YouTube daily. So that is people just sitting down and watching YouTube like a TV network, I suppose. So some people, this is their go-to. They don't watch Netflix, they don't want to watch Amazon Prime, they don't watch network TV, they actually watch YouTube. And that's why YouTube works really well for longer videos as well, because people are willing to sit down and watch something a wee bit longer. So it is slightly different to the other social networks out there where everything's very short and sharp and to the point. YouTube, you can get away with that longer form content, the 10, the 20, the 30-minute videos, and people are actually willing to watch it. So really YouTube is your place where you want to put a little bit more detail into your videos. And then obviously the other social networks is where you get your short, sharp, to the point videos on there. So let's look at some YouTube travel bloggers or vloggers out there, people who are in the travel niche and are really maximizing on it. So Mark Wines is one of the most prominent YouTubers on in the travel sector. And if you can look on his stats, you can see how many views he has, which is massive. And of course, he has been in YouTube for a while, so he's had time to build those up. But even if you look at his subscribers, he has 6.2 million subscribers. That's 6.2 million people who actively are wanting to watch his content and receive more of his content. So if you can imagine the power on that, not even just for brand visibility, but for personal brand, for bookings, for driving traffic, for everything else around that. Drew Binsky is another one. He's slightly less subscribers, but at 1.7 million subscribers, I think we'd be all happy with that. And as you can see, he's a massive view count as well. So people are actively logging on and seeing his videos, signing up, watching them. So the interaction is out there for the travel sector, and people really, really love to see video content out there. So we're going to move on and we're going to think about YouTube search. So basically we want to think about how YouTube presents its search results and how we can actually work within that to make sure that our videos are as optimized as we possibly can for YouTube search, so that YouTube says to us, we like these videos. When somebody's searching for those keywords, we want to put that video forward. So basically YouTube's goal is to serve the most relevant search results according to the viewer's query. So if we think about it, YouTube puts the user first, the viewer first. So they basically want to give the best results possible. When I type in something, whether it be travel Northern Ireland, things to do in Northern Ireland, places to stay in Northern Ireland, YouTube's primary goal is to give me the best result for the word that I'm typing in. And videos are ranked based on a variety of factors, including how well the title, description, and video content match the viewer's query. And this is all back to serving the best results. Because if I'm telling YouTube what my video is about in my title, I'm telling YouTube what my video is about in my description, and my video is actually about that and it's really good, then YouTube will say, they're a match, put them up as a search result. So you have to be thinking about this all the time when you're putting your videos up, and even before that, even when you're creating your videos. So when we talked in our video production course or webinar, we talked about how the planning process is so important, and it really, really is, because when we think about how we are going to title and describe and optimize our videos, we need to make sure that we actually are matching that in the actual content of what we've filmed or what we've recorded in there, so that we can be presenting the best results for YouTube or Google or any of the other search engines that you're using. So basically, search results on YouTube are based on two primary factors and many mysterious others, because just like Google, because obviously YouTube is a Google property, the algorithm changes on almost a daily basis. So nobody knows the exact algorithm of how YouTube works, but these are factors that are very, very important, and we have to work within those. So two of the primary factors are how well your video's metadata, which is your title, your description, and your keyword, fits the user's query, and how much your video has engaged users already. So that means likes, comments, and watch time. And this is one of the biggest mistakes that people make on YouTube, is that they go off and they spend a long time making a beautiful video, and then they put it on YouTube. They don't add a title or a description or do anything. They literally just put it up there, and then nobody engages with it. And then they wonder why there's no views on there. And then they get disheartened, and then they say, we're not going to do YouTube again. But you have to really work at it. It's just the same as other social networks, where you just can't make a post and expect a crowd to flock to it. You do need to get people to engage. You do need to share it. You do need to make people aware that it's there. And the more likes and comments and watch time you get on there, the more YouTube takes that as a very positive outlook and says, hold on, this video, first of all, I know what it's about because it's got a title, description, and it's got keywords, but also people are really enjoying it. They're engaging with it, they're liking, they're commenting, they're sharing it, they're watching it for a good amount of time. So it must be good. And then that increases your opportunity to be put forward as a search result. So you just have to keep those things in the back of your mind when you're creating your videos and when you're optimizing them. So we're going to look at, first of all, how to optimize your channel for search, because it's really, really important. Again, people will set up a YouTube channel and then they will expect people just to flock to it. But you really need to optimize your channel for search as well. And what I mean by that is you're basically telling YouTube and Google what your channel is about. What do you want to be known for? And when people are searching, what do you want to be found for? So you really, really need to think about how to optimize that channel. And when I go onto YouTube and I see people's channels, a lot of the time, very, very basic things aren't done. And it's just because people don't know that you can actually add all these features and do all these things. So I'm going to talk you through some of the main things that you might want to do to optimize your channel for search to make sure that YouTube and Google knows exactly what your channel is about and what you would like to be found for. So the first thing we're going to talk about is optimizing your YouTube channel artwork. So when you go onto your YouTube channel, at the very, very top, you will find that you have a nice space to put some artwork or a banner. It's exactly the same as your YouTube channel, exactly the same as your Twitter, that artwork at the top. But it's amazing when you look out there how many channels do not have channel art. And this is the first place that you're going to meet your new visitors, your potential subscribers. This is the first thing they're going to see when they land on your channel, is your channel art right at the top. And if you don't have any, it doesn't look great. It's not a good first impression. But also more importantly than that, the artwork is where you first introduce people to your brand. So that's where you want to have a nice piece of brand awareness that really stands out and that shows people that this is what this channel is about, whether it be walking tours, whether it be bus tours, whether it be food and drink, whether it be beautiful scenery, whether it be a B&B, whatever it is, you need to have that channel art on there. And I would keep that very in line with my branding in terms of colours and branding guidelines and have your logo on there. The beautiful thing is that Canva, which I know I constantly bang on about, I'm sure lots of people are using it, and it's free, it will actually set the right proportions for your YouTube graphics. So when you're in Canva, all you're looking for is a YouTube artwork size, and it will size it for you. And immediately your channel will change from a very bland, grey, not very nondescript introduction to your brand to a very well branded, I know exactly what I'm getting, I know exactly what it says on the tin channel, where people are now willing to stay. If you click on it and there's no artwork there, people possibly will click away because they don't know what the channel's about. So it's really, really important to get that artwork on there. And I'm going to talk about Canva again. So what Canva is going to allow you to do is to add templates, add a background, add text, add different elements and change colour. And you can see here how with even a very simple template, you can make something really professional and that really stands out for your brand. And that gives people an essence of what you're about straight away with that visual. So the next thing we're going to talk about is channel description, because again, a lot of the time we will see channels and they may have artwork on there, but they've no description. And the description's really for two reasons. Primarily, it's for YouTube. If you have a really well worded description that has got keywords in it, that is very focused on what you do, and you can get quite a lot of detail in there, then YouTube will know how it's categorizing you in search. And that is really important. Keywords will be very, very important within that channel description. And we'll talk about how you find those keywords later on. But the point of the matter is, we don't want to stuff our description with just a big list of keywords. It needs to be realistic and it needs to read about what you basically do, what services you offer, why you're on YouTube, what sort of content you're going to be producing, and what you want to be found for in search. And it is really important to get that channel description up, The second reason is for obviously viewers. So if I come to your channel, I might want to click to see what you're about, where you're based, what you do, what services you offer. And this is a really good way of introducing people to your brand and driving traffic to your website and getting people to maybe book or at least find out a little bit more. If you don't have a description in there, they don't have that opportunity to know that, oh, actually you're a tour guide and you can actually book tours. If you just have nice photos of Northern Ireland on there, they might think it's just a nice channel with nice scenery from Northern Ireland. So you really want to be quite clear in your channel description about who you are, what you do, why you do it, why you're the best at it, and how they can actually interact with you and use your services. What you'll also want to do is you want to add your social media links, because social shares are really, really important on YouTube, but also what you want to be doing is allowing people to see that your presence online. Some people prefer Facebook, some people prefer Twitter, some people prefer Pinterest, some people prefer Instagram, some people would prefer to go to your website, and that's the most powerful thing that you can get into your social media links here on your YouTube channel, is actually getting your website on there. So as you can see, by just clicking up in the corner, you can edit your links and edit your channel art, of course, but you want to be able to put, and you can put up to 5 links in there. So you can have Twitter, Facebook, whatever your preferred social network is. That means that that's actually clickable. So when people arrive on your channel, they see your channel art, they know what you're about, but they also have a whole suite of other places where they can view you or see you, which is your website, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, whatever you want to put on there, you can put it on there. But I would suggest that you really get your website on there, because it's a great way to drive traffic. If people are loving your video content and they're loving what you do, they can directly click through and book into your website. So make sure that you get that on there. And a lot of people don't realize that that exists or think it's a special feature. It really isn't, and it takes 2 minutes just to populate that. So moving on, let's talk about optimizing a video for search. So we've talked about the key elements that you really want to put into your profile, and that's going to be really important. The beauty with that is once it's done, it's done. You can go and change it later on. Say, for example, if you just offer a new service or you've got a new event or something that you want to add in there, you can definitely do that. But let's talk about optimizing your video for search, because this is going to be the real key factor, because we want basically people to find our videos and we want YouTube to say, look, this video is really good. When people search for these keywords or this term, this is the video that we're going to put forward. So you'll get into a habit of this as you go, and it's back to the video marketing. You plan and create your video, you edit your video, and then you optimize your video, and they're your 3 steps. Don't miss out any of the steps, because then it just makes the whole process start to crumble and fall apart, and then people wonder why your videos aren't being seen or people aren't enjoying them. But you need to follow that process and get into a habit of following it. So optimizing your video. So you're going to upload your video, and the first thing you're going to think about are your titles. Now, titles are so important in YouTube. And the reason they're so important in YouTube is because, first of all, YouTube needs to know what your video is about. And also, it's the very first thing that people are presented with when they see your video in a list of other videos that they can choose to watch. So if your video is not named properly or not titled properly, or the title is not appealing, people aren't going to click through and watch it. And that will have, again, a detrimental effect on YouTube, because if they're putting it up as a search result and constantly people aren't clicking on it, then they will take that as a signal that it's not good content for that search result. So it's really important that you think about your title and that you get those keywords in there. So we're going to look at keywords and how to find those and how to support that title writing process. So I'm just going to introduce you to a tool called UberSuggest. And this is a free tool, and it's a really good tool for helping you work with your keywords. So basically, go on to UberSuggest, and all you need to do is to type in the keyword that you think people are going to be searching for when they're looking for your content. So that's the first step in keywords. is, first of all, you need to put yourself in the shoes of the user, and you need to say, if I was searching for my services, what would I search for? So if it is travel Northern Ireland, what would I be typing in? Would I be typing in things to do in Belfast, things to do in Derry, Londonderry, things to do on the North Coast? Would I be looking at places to stay, things to eat, places to go, activities for families? You need to think about and drill down what people are going to be searching for when they're looking for your services, your travel business, or what you offer in terms of experience. So think about that first. Once you've done that, then you're going to use this tool called UberSuggest. And what it's going to tell us is a couple of things. It's going to tell us, first of all, how many people search for that keyword. How are people actively searching for it? And that's one factor that's going to be really, really important. Because what you don't want to be doing is using keywords in your titles or your descriptions that people are not searching for. And you'll be actually quite shocked at what people are searching for sometimes when you do a little exercise like this. What you think people have been searching for and you've been using as a search term isn't actually what people are searching for. So I typed in, for example, travel Northern Ireland, and as you can see, the search volume is 210 people are looking for travel Northern Ireland every month. So it's a reasonable enough search volume, so I might decide that I'm going to use this as a keyword. You'll also see things like SEO difficulty and paid difficulty, and that's obviously if you're going to be doing paid ads. And SEO difficulty is how hard it is to rank for that video in Google and YouTube and everywhere else. And it's saying 16, it's relatively easy. So you might think, yes, this is a good word that would be a good keyword that I can use in my videos, but obviously you don't want to be using the same keywords over and over again. You want to be using different keywords and mixing up your titles. So this is the second part of this tool, UberSuggest, which I find this is probably the most powerful one, and it will also help you with content ideas as well. So I'll just flick on to the next slide here. And what will also happen is, and this is obviously all on the same screen when you're on your computer, you'll see, first of all, you'll get your little graph at the top with your kind of general overview. And then below it, you will get keyword ideas. Now, this is what's going to be very, very, very powerful. So I typed into my search at the top, things to do in Belfast. And immediately what it gives me is things to do in Belfast, which you can see at the top there. My volume is 1,300 people every month. So that is a really nice search term. I would really definitely, if I had a business in Belfast and I had an activity or an experience that people could do, I'd be using that keyword in my videos and my tags and my descriptions. But if you think about it and look down, then you'll see other opportunities for titles and keywords that you want to put in there. So these are other things that people are searching related to your keyword. So things to do in Belfast, Ireland. What to do in Belfast. What to do in Belfast, Ireland. The best things to do in Belfast, Ireland. Fun things to do in Belfast, Ireland. So there's lots of different things you can do with those keywords. You can use those in your titles and your tags and your descriptions. But also you can use those to make different versions of the same video as well. So you might have a things to do in Belfast overall video, but you might also then do a fun things to do in Belfast video that's maybe slightly shorter or has less in it. So the powerful thing here about UberSuggest is, first of all, it will tell you, are people searching for the words that you think they're searching for? And what are other key search terms that people are searching for within that niche? And I'll go back to titles then. So how does that relate back to your titles? So when I'm creating a video, so I'm a tour guide, I have created a lovely video of my walking tour in Belfast, and it looks really nice and it's all ready to go. I put it on YouTube, and I basically want to then type into UberSuggest, walking tours Belfast, things to do in Belfast, historical tours Belfast, and I want to find out, are they good levels of volume? Are people searching for those? And if they are, I'm going to put those as my title. Instead of choosing something very, very niche and obscure, which people generally tend to do, is they'll put their company name, they'll put dates and times, they will put maybe event names into their title. And the problem with that is, if you don't know that that walking tour exists, if you don't know that that business exists, if you don't know that that event exists, you're never going to be searching for it. So you need to think about being a bit more general in your titles and actively thinking about what people are searching for and basically matching that with your titles. If you're putting your business name and things in there, I would put that right at the end of the title, because nobody is probably searching for your business if they haven't discovered you yet. So make sure that you're really thinking about that in your title. So if I was that tour guide in Belfast, what I might be saying is my title would be Things to Do in Belfast, Walking Tours in Belfast, Historical Tours Belfast, and that would be my title. I've put descriptions on the same page here because descriptions are exactly the same idea, only you want to bulk your description out a bit more. You want to use the same keywords in your description, only you want to basically write what your video is about on there. So you're going to think about what your video is about, what value people are going to get from watching it, and you really want to make sure that you're getting those keywords in there. And the beauty is of the description, you can actually use it later on as a blog post on your website. So if you really write a really nice description, that could actually be repurposed into a blog on your website as well. So it's not a wasted effort. And if you go onto YouTube yourself and have a good look, you will be amazed at how many people have obscure titles with no keywords, no descriptions or anything else on there. And that is why they're not being found on YouTube, because YouTube doesn't know where to put them and people aren't clicking through to their information. What I would also say is your description is a really good opportunity or a really good place to put your website address. So to link to that tour, to link to that service or experience that people can book, you can actually put an active live link into your description. And this is a really good opportunity, again, to be driving traffic to your website and telling people what you do and for lead generation. So let's talk about optimizing tags. And I've put UberSuggest up there again because it's a great tool to help you think about all the different related keywords that people are searching for around, I suppose, your main keyword. So if you have your primary keyword, which might be Things to Do in Belfast, and then all the related keywords around that, and then you can start to go niching down a little bit. So it might be starting things with Things to Do in Belfast, and then it might go down to tour walking tour guides, very, very niche things of the services you offer. And it's fine to niche down into the tags once you have got those nice bigger keywords that people are searching for. It's also important to note here that tags are really for YouTube to be able to categorize your video. So if you don't have tags in here, YouTube struggles to find what your video is about. And if you remember that YouTube is a Google property, and if you look in Google search today, you will actually see that sometimes the top search result is actually a YouTube video. So back to not having a YouTube channel and not being on YouTube, you're missing out on all those opportunities to be offered forward as a search term or a search result in Google. So make sure when you're going through your tags, again, that you use UberSuggest and you put in the words that you think people are searching for around the topic that your video is on, and basically populate those words into your tags. This will really give YouTube a really good sense of what your video is about and allow you to be able to be found. So do make sure that you don't skip this step out. So we're also going to look at scheduling and premieres. And this again is really, really important, not for the optimization, but this will be important for how you engage with your audience and the audience engagement. So you can set your video to private or unlisted until you're happy that it is to be completed to the public. So if you're still working on your video, if you're optimizing it, or if you're thinking that you're not ready to release it because it's an event video that you want to go at a certain time, you can leave it as private or unlisted. But when you're ready to go, there's 3 ways of obviously making your video live. The first thing you can do is just straight push it public there and then, and that's fine, easily done. But then there are 2 other options, which are scheduling or premiering a video. And this will allow you to set the date that the video goes live. And the reason you would really use scheduling is, for example, if you always want to put a video out on a Monday night at 6 o'clock and you don't want to miss that time, you can schedule it to go out every week at that time. But YouTube Premiere is something slightly different, because what it will allow you to do, and that's what we're using today, is it will allow you to pre-record your video, generate a link and share that link with people in advance. And the power with that is that you can share that link to people, you can tell them it's going to go live, you can promote it on social media, you can send it out in your email shots and let people know that you're going to be having a video going live at that certain time. So it really means that you can boost customer engagement or visitor engagement because you can really promote that video beforehand. It's not like when you just push it public, you're hoping that people will either be online or be searching for it later on. You can actively share that video in advance with people. And what the difference between scheduling and premiering is that Premiere, you get the live link that you can actually share with people, but also more importantly, when the video goes live, you get that live chat feature that we're using today. And it means you can really interact with your audience at ease. So you can interact and have time and spend time to answer them, answer their questions, interact with them, comment, enjoy, ask them for feedback, and really get a sense of what your audience are looking for future content creation. And also this is a great way to sell yourself, sell your business, sell your services, sell your experiences, and really give people an insight into the real person as well through chat. So that's a really, really powerful tool on YouTube and will really help with your engagement and your audience. We also want to talk about creating a thumbnail because very, very interestingly, over 90% of the best performing videos on YouTube have a customized thumbnail. And what a thumbnail is that basically when you see a list of videos in YouTube that you can choose from, a thumbnail is the little picture that you see on that video. Now what will happen is if you don't put a thumbnail on there, YouTube will just choose a shot from your video and you are really taking a risk because that could be a very weird shot. But also it doesn't look very professional and people generally don't know what the video is about. If it just takes a shot of a tree or you standing in a field, nobody knows what that video is about. And this is probably the first thing that people's eye will go to is those thumbnails. And it's really, really important that you get those right. Custom thumbnails require you to verify your YouTube account. So you need to verify your YouTube account, which just basically means taking it, putting your email address in, and then obviously going to your email and saying that this is me. And really the reason why YouTube wants you to verify your account is to make sure that you're a real person with a real email and everything else around it so that you can't obviously be doing things you shouldn't be doing on there. So do make sure you verify that account. And again, Canva, back to Canva being an amazing tool, it will size your thumbnails exactly the right size for YouTube. And you can literally just go and create them and drop them on there. What I would say with thumbnails is to make them nice and bright, appealing. It's a great way to get your brand awareness on there. So make sure you use your brand colors or your brand logo on there. And I would say if you can try and keep the words to a very, very minimum, so maybe 2 to 3 words is enough. If you can have maybe a little shot of you doing something fun, that's quite nice. Human faces work very well in thumbnails as well. But really think about your thumbnails and think about brand consistency. Again, attracting people to watch it. If you have a really nice thumbnail and gives people a general idea of what the video is about, they're more inclined to click through rather than just a random screenshot of, and let's be honest, YouTube could really choose anything within the video. So it could be even a black screen, it could be a cloud or anything. So do make sure that you get those thumbnails created and get them onto your videos. What you'll also want to do is create playlists, and there's again another very strategic reason around that. So when you're uploading your video, you want to put your video into a playlist, and that is because we want to organize our videos into groups or themes. And the reason for that is when people come to our channel, we want them to be able to easily access the information that they need. So it might be walking tours, it might be bus tours, it might be scenery, it might be things to do in Belfast, it might be where to eat in Belfast. If you're a hotel, it might be your breakfast menu, it might be your lunch menu, it might be your dinner menu, it might be why you're special, it might be the rooms. But you can search those all out and create those groups or things so that people can clearly see what they're going to get and what they're searching for. But more importantly, playlists are actually indexed separately in searches on YouTube. So What this means is that if you create playlists on your videos, you will be more discoverable. Because if someone searches for travel Northern Ireland, not only will each of your travel videos come up in search results, but your travel Northern Ireland playlist will as well. So it basically doubles your opportunity of being found. And lots of people don't know that. They think playlists are to share other people's stuff or to create other people's stuff. And you can put other people's stuff in your playlist as well. So do feel free to do that. And if you find a really good video about traveling in Northern Ireland that you think would enhance what people are searching for and enhance your playlist, you can put that in there. But just be aware that it gives you another opportunity to be found on YouTube. Also, what it will do is it will get your viewers to watch more of your videos in one sitting. And in YouTube, we talk about binge watching, and it really, really does happen. And what will happen with the playlist, if they click into your playlist, which is Travel Northern Ireland, each video will just automatically play one after another, and it's almost like you don't even know that you're going into another video. So before you know it, you could be on there for an hour watching different videos. So it gives viewers the opportunity to watch more of your videos and to keep them on your channel. And the last thing I'm going to talk about in optimizing your videos, and this seems like a lot, and you're probably thinking, oh my goodness, that will take me forever, but it really doesn't. Now when I create my video, I edit my video and I optimize it, it probably takes me around 15 minutes, maybe 20, depending on the topic, to optimize my video. And that's really, if you've spent all this time creating your video and editing it, you really want to maximize out on how many people are seeing it and how many people are enjoying it. So, you know, that extra 15 or 20 minutes really, really is worthwhile, and you will see a return on your time. So adding captions, again, is another ranking factor, and especially if you want to reach an international audience or global audience, adding captions can be really, really important. The beautiful thing about YouTube is it will actually auto sync and transcribe your captions itself automatically. The only thing I would say is proceed with caution. And so you can basically just set these captions to automatically come onto your videos on YouTube, but it will not always get exactly what you're saying correct, especially if there's any sort of accent attached to us, and it does particularly have trouble, I think, with the Northern Ireland accent. So do have make sure you check those before you allow those just to be published. The beautiful thing is that you can actually go in and edit those, so you will actually be presented, and as you can see here on the screen, you'll be presented with them all out in text, and you can actually jump in and edit them. So if you see a word that's a bit weird or strange or not right, you can actually change that. But it's a really powerful feature to be able to have these on your videos, especially if you're reaching out to an international audience who isn't speaking English as their first language, and they need to see those English subtitles on there. Another feature something that you can do within YouTube is to interact with your audience. And again, this is a feature that only really YouTube introduced probably between 6 and 8 months ago. And obviously it's becoming more of a social network, a bit like Facebook and everything else as well, and even Google Maps. And it allows you to create a post on YouTube and interact with your audience. So it's just the same as creating a Facebook post. And you can put in an image, you can share a video, a poll. And again, it's a really nice way, if you start to build up a bank of subscribers, you can actually reach out to them and engage with them, ask them what they thought about your latest video, have a chat with them, maybe do a poll around what do they want to see next, share a nice image, and it allows you to interact with your community. And it's a really nice way of getting some feedback as well on your content on YouTube and checking what's working and what people want to see more of. And really reaching out to those subscribers. So it is another option. If you really want to get into YouTube, you might want to interact with your audience as well and really start drilling down and honing down what they want to see and what they're enjoying on there. So we're going to move on to embedding YouTube into your website because it's very, very important. The reason we would say is embed YouTube into your website, or embed your YouTube videos into your website, rather than just upload the videos natively, is all about performance. Because if you can imagine, video files are very, very big and they take a lot of data. So if you upload that to your website will have to load all that data. So it will take time and it will slow the performance of your website down, which will have a detrimental effect in Google ranking. So what you want to do is embed a video from your YouTube channel into your website. And that's for two reasons. A, one, performance, and B, two, what you want to be doing is being found on YouTube and on your website. So you want to be maximizing those opportunities for people to be able to see you. So you want to be maximizing that visibility online. So embedding a video into your website from YouTube is actually quite easy. So on your computer, you just go to YouTube video that you want to embed. You're going to click share. You're going to click embed. And then in that box, you will see a little HTML code, which will pop up. And then all you're doing is pasting that code into your blog or your website HTML, and then it will pop up in your website. The beautiful thing is it's actually hosted in YouTube, so it's not slowing your website down, and people are able to watch it in your website, which so it means that you're maximizing in all those lovely videos that you've created in YouTube. You can embed them all into your website, and I would say really you should be doing that to increase your online presence, but also to increase your time on your website. If you imagine you've written a beautiful blog and you have a video on your YouTube channel that matches really well with that blog, and you put that video in there, you're maximizing your time on the website. So instead of somebody just reading the blog and going off, they're reading the blog and then maybe watching a 3 to 4 to 5 minute video, and that is really maximizing their time in site. They're spending more time on there, and that sends good signals back to Google to say, this is good quality content, people are spending time in here, they're enjoying it. So do make sure that you embed all those YouTube channels or YouTube videos into your website. It's really, really important. So I'm going to talk about very, very quickly top tips to help you grow your YouTube channel. So the first thing is to ask and remind viewers to subscribe. Subscribers on YouTube are very, very, very powerful. And the reason for that is because what will happen is when somebody decides to subscribe to your channel, it's a bit like a follower on Facebook, they will start to get notifications when you upload a new video. So they have actively said, we like your content, we want to see more. And what will happen is when you upload a new video, they will get a little pop-up or a notification to say, this channel is uploaded a new video, and they can pop over and see it. So you're re-engaging those people all the time. So if you can encourage people to subscribe, it's really, really good. Make a video series. And again, the reason for that is back to those subscribers and back to people enjoying YouTube as a place to go and consume content. One-off videos work really well, but if you can make a video series, again, you're going to re-attract people to come back and revisit your channel. So again, that can be really powerful in terms of engagement, but also attracting people back to your brand and really giving people a deeper insight into what you do. So you might have a series of, so for example, I'm thinking if you are a hotel, you might do a series on different recipes or different food or something like that, that can really, again, attract people to keep returning to your channel. I would say post frequently and consistently. And what I mean by consistently is don't decide that you're going to post 3 times a week on YouTube if that's not realistic, but try to be consistent. So say, for example, I'm going to do a video twice a month, once a week, but try to keep that frequent and try to keep it consistent. So if you always post a video once a month on the end of the month, try and keep that consistency, because first of all, YouTube will love the fact that you're constantly updating your videos and your channel, but also, again, for your viewers and your audience, if they know that every Monday you do a new video, they will come back to actively watch that. So it means that you're capturing that audience and they know that, oh, that's a Monday video, I must go and watch that. And you're in the forefront of their mind. Make use of the analytics. And I haven't talked a lot about analytics today because I'm just aware of time, and analytics, I could probably spend a 2-hour, 3-hour session talking about YouTube analytics. But YouTube analytics are very, very powerful, and you will get a massive amount of data in there from what countries people are coming to your channel, how long people are watching your videos, where they drop off. So if you've got a 10-minute video, how much time do they watch before they drop off? What videos are popular, what videos aren't, and all those analytics will really help you in your content creation and growing your channel. Because if you're creating content that people are enjoying, and you can use the analytics to see what content people are enjoying, it's very, very useful. And also, I would say sign up to the YouTube Creator Academy. And you don't even really need to sign up. I'm saying sign up, you just actually go visit it. And I can give you the link to that. This will give you a massive insight into what other people are doing, loads of information around the YouTube algorithm, how YouTube works, what you can do to work within YouTube. And they release videos 2-3 times a week. So it's a really good place to go and learn about YouTube in more depth than we've talked about today. And again, thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope it's been useful, and I'll see you all soon.